Hey, what's up guys? Should I say go back to more Tsukihime? Last time we left off having it's kind of sort of gone on a date with Arcueid. Hard to really say, give it her. And then we stuff happened. a lot of stuff we don't need to go into. But yeah, anyway. She murdered a bunch of the dead, and Shiki almost did something that he wouldn't have been able to come back from. But yeah, anyway, let us get started. Resume game, and all the way down here, 2204. It's morning. I open my eyes and put on the glasses near my bed. Looking out the window, I see a cloudless blue sky. Even though a flawless morning greets me, I can't help but feel down. Yeah, there's no need to wonder why. What happened with Arcueid last night sticks in the back of my mind, and the accompanying guilt troubles me. She said we should just forget it, but I can't forget such a thing. I look at both my hands. Those fingers still remember how Arcueid felt. Even now I remember the texture of her skin and her cool gliding body temperature. Okay? I wasn't thinking it all back then, but I understand it all now. After doing such a thing, Arcueid said to forget and pretend like it never happened. But will I regret it totally? I can't even forget one little bit of it. But I regret not being able to control myself back then. I didn't touch her like some animal. If like a human, how would things have... I don't know, man. I knew it. I didn't lose myself by looking into her golden eyes. I didn't realize it, but I was caught up in her a long time ago. To realize such a simple thing just now. Yeah, you're smitten. The morning in the Tono mansion is the same as always. Isui comes to wake me. Akiha and Kohaku-san are in the sitting room and we greet each other briefly before we go to school. The same as always. Hey, Nutai. Yet I feel so empty. I can't even respond properly when people talk to me, and I leave the mansion vacantly. Well, I'm sure you'll both get over it. The students streaming through the gate are all bright and cheerful. Oh yeah, today is Saturday. My sense of time has totally disappeared since Arcueid came into my life. Yeah, with everything that's happened since then, I don't blame you. The first time I met her was on a Friday. A week ago in the morning, she was waiting for me at the intersection in front of school. She was smiling, I think. Come to think of it, she was smiling. Even though she was waiting for the one who killed her, she was waiting for the killer, Tonoshiki, with excitement in her eyes. Well, yeah, you're probably the first thing to do that much damage to her. Well, kill her. So, she's probably rather intrigued. I wonder why. If she comes tonight, maybe I'll ask her. Oh, you're gonna try and get her to come tonight, okay? Okay, I mean, fair enough, I guess. After thinking aloud, my spirits sink further. She probably won't come to the park. The feeling that last night was our final meeting turns over in my mind. My heart is heavy and everything else simply feels empty. I may not ever see her again. Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be alright. The regret hangs around me like a leaden chain. I sit at my desk. It's about 5 minutes until homeroom starts. I stare outside blankly, not wanting to do anything. Yo, delinquent. You skipped class yesterday. What the heck were you doing, Tono-kun? let out a heavy sigh. Usually I would. Today I don't feel like talking with Arihiko at all. What's with you? You don't look happy at all. You didn't come to school yesterday and now you come back an empty shell. If you're like that, school's no fun. Arihiko slumps his shoulders exaggeratedly. Where have you been, huh? You missed 2 days as well. Arihiko. Sorry, but can you leave me alone today? If I'm not here, I can always talk with Senpai. Actually, isn't that better for you? Huh? Senpai? I don't know any third years. Wait, what? Nani? What are you saying? Ciel Senpai's in third year, not second. Well, sometimes you think she's younger, but Senpai is a Senpai after all. Ciel Senpai? Who's that? Okay, she did some shit. Are there any foreign students at our school? He seriously tilts his head in thought. What are you saying? Senpai's Japanese. No, wait. No one ever said she was Japanese. Okay. Well, no one said she was, but everyone called her Ciel Senpai. That's what I'm saying. Who is this Senpai? What's wrong, Tono? Are you sick or something? Apparently. I can't hear his banter. Come on, Tono. Think about it. What? That's right. Why didn't I realize such an obvious inconsistency? Ciel isn't a Japanese name at all. Even though I know her, I don't even know her full name. I don't even know what class she's in. To begin with, when I first met her, why did I feel like I knew her for a long time? Good question. My chair clatters as I quickly stand up. What's wrong, Tono? You've been acting too funny. I'm going to the office. Sorry, but please tell them that I'm here during attendance. Turning away from Arihiko, whose head is tilted in confusion, I dash out of the classroom. So she was using some kind of spell that acts similar to Arcueid's eyes, I guess, and was able to just implant memories and fool everyone, I guess. And then removed them when she left? Or something like that. Yeah. I investigate the third year roster for the name Ciel, but as expected, it isn't anywhere to be seen. To be sure, I asked the teachers in the office, but none of them remember Ciel Senpai. The end of classes. Being a Saturday, right after homeroom, all my classmates scatter and run out of the room. Saturday's finally here, but I don't feel like doing anything. Feeling like the dead, I walk home by myself. Right, yeah, Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Isui greets me as I return. Even though she's waited all this time, I can't even return a greeting and I go to my room. After dinner, I return to my room. It's close to the promised time with Arcueid. Should I be going? I don't even know if she's coming. But still, I swore never to break a promise again, so I have to go. Hey, Dark Eyes. What's going on? I arrive at the park shortly before 10. There's absolutely no one here. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock and wait for Arcueid to come. We're gonna wait. We waiting. I almost clicked on the wrong one. Still wait. It's now 11 o'clock. The park is completely still, as if entirely frozen. There's no fresh flow of air, nor the presence of anyone approaching. There's no sign of Arcueid coming. Time passes by meaninglessly. Wait. Both hands on the clock approach the top of the dial. It's been 2 hours since I came here, yet there's no sign of Arcueid. She'll show. She has to. Goddamn! Okay. Okay, game. I see how it is. The clock's hands point to 12. It's 2 hours past the promised time. Phew. I slouch on the bench and sigh. She might not come after all. I don't know, but I don't feel like going back. Yeah, I'll wait until the morning. Damn it. I lie on the bench in frustration. And then... Huh? Wait a minute. Was she watching him this whole time, just seeing how long he would wait for her? I think I saw a flash of white behind the rest area. Besides, it moves back as soon as I saw it. She fucking with him? I stand up from the bench and stride towards the rest area. Arcueid, goddammit. As if it knew it couldn't hide anymore, the white figure shows its face. To be fair, she waited like 4 hours and then came to our house and stared at us for another 8. So, fair enough, I guess. You found me. Arcueid appears more cheerfully than ever. Arcueid, you... What? You really came? I blurt that out because I still can't believe it. Fair. Of course, we promised. I came about 10 minutes before you did. She looks the other way. 10 minutes before, but I came before 10 o'clock and she came earlier? Why? If you were here before me, why didn't you tell me you were waiting there? I wanted to watch you, I wanted to watch you while I was hiding. I see. Even though she doesn't act any different, she must be bothered by what happened last night. That's why she couldn't face me directly and was hiding. I don't know about that, to be honest. Sorry. That's right, it's not that simple. Yeah. You never even knew I was here. I was waiting for you to notice. I was planning on meeting in a different way this time, but you ruined it by just spacing out. Eh? Ruined what? Yeah, this and her watching us sleep for 7 hours. It's kind of weird. Arcueid, you weren't hiding because you felt awkward? Why? I was a little bored, so I wanted to play around. She says it lightly, not even knowing an inkling of the frustration I felt. To be fair, for her, time probably feels really different. So her sitting behind the rest area for 2 hours, or like 2.5 hours, is probably like, well, eh. Play around with me, you. The joy I felt from meeting her fades away instantly. It's not a mood where I have to think about what I should do after seeing her. As usual, she's acting at her own pace without even understanding how I feel. Vampire man. I fill my lungs with a deep breath of night air. I'm less angry than surprised. Maybe I'm just relieved she's acting normally. Well, normal for her. As proof, it feels like my heart laden with impurities has just been cleaned anew. Man, you win.
Really? I thought you were just zoned out.
No, not about the hide-and-go-seek. Oh well, it's useless putting it into words. I'm glad you came. To be honest, I thought I'd never see you again.
Eh? You thought so after only waiting for 2 hours?
That's not... no. That's not it. It's because of last night. I thought we would never meet again. Now it's awkward.
That won't do, Shiki. I said to just forget about it.
Arcueid says this weekly. Idiot. I'm such an idiot. I selfishly thought she was acting completely normal. But I was wrong. She was acting that way so I wouldn't feel bad. Sorry. I was an idiot. I don't have any right to yell at you anymore.
I said it's okay. If anyone is to blame, it's me. So just forget about it. Isn't that better for the both of us?
No. No. She tries to fool us both by speaking cheerfully. Fool us about last night. Fool us about how bothered she is. But telling me to forget with that expression, how can I forget? No. I wasn't apologizing for last night. I'm an idiot because I can't forget about something I should forget.
Shiki.
Since this morning, all I thought about was you. All I could think about was how I should apologize to you and what to say after I saw you. So I can't just forget about it now. Arcueid looks away. I can't look at her either. After sensing I said something I shouldn't have, I can't look into her eyes now. She doesn't respond. I can't either, and a long silence begins. I don't know how long the two of us stood there. Arcueid nods slightly.
Yeah, to tell the truth, I couldn't forget about it either, Shiki.
Arcueid blushes as she says this with some difficulty. Arcueid. She looks so cute doing that. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, man. As soon as I think that, Arcueid looks around her. I don't know when this happened, but we're surrounded by human shapes. Oh boy. What? I can't think since it was so sudden.
We're surrounded. Get ready, Shiki. If you don't fight, you'll just die.
Fight? Then they...
If you take off your glasses, you'll get it, won't you? They are the dead, without even a finger's worth of normal blood.
I quickly take out my knife and take off my glasses. Like she says, The 5 people surrounding us are just scribbled lines making a human shape. I thought after she murdered like 10 last night that they'd be all gone, but I guess not. Why? You said you killed them all yesterday, Arcueid.
Yes. These are the ones I destroyed yesterday.
She narrows her eyes and glares at them. They advance sluggishly.
Then were they only pretending to be dead?
Oh, that was him. That was us talking. Oh. Then they were only pretending to be dead?
Of course not. I'm not weakened enough to be fooled by such tricks. But the fact that I made a mistake can't be excused. I didn't make sure they dissolved into ashes at the end.
Shuffle. They closed a circle around us. My fingers grasping my knife tremble a bit. To be blunt, there's no pressure coming from these dead. Compared to a monster like Nero, they're practically nothing. But 5 of them. Can I fight this many dead? This many things who were once human?
Shiki, if you hesitate, you'll die. They are no longer alive. Once they have their blood sucked by a vampire and become the dead, they can no longer return. They are just dolls used by the vampire. There's no sin in killing them.
I hear her voice from behind me. It seems she moved to protect my vulnerable back. Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, there are many ways to magically control a dead body. It's easier to infuse a human corpse with mana than animals or intangible objects, so it's very convenient. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go over the details.
Yeah. Even though, I don't know. It's weird.
They're coming.
I sense her moving away. At the same time, they attack. The shapes of death attack. They simply fly forward, arms outstretched. I take a huge leap to the side and evade their attack. Then, I sense something terrible behind me. Why you? I whirl around with all my strength. There, one of the dead is trying to punch me. The dead's body is almost devoid of places without lines, which lets me slice anywhere on its body. What's more, its movements are incredibly sluggish, far easier than anything that came out of Nero. The dead charge me. I can kill them with ease. Evading the swinging arm, I aim for the first one's unprotected lower left abdomen. In the line of blood vessels there, I stare at the heart cold's point. Damn it! Thrash. The knife doesn't reach its target, only slicing through its upraised arm. The one-armed dead doesn't even pause his attack. The other dead also comes in showing no fear. The one-armed dead attacks. Right when I evade that dead, the other dead jumps on me from behind. Arcueid, how you doing? Because, grind. From behind, like a piggyback stance, the dead bites on my neck. Not to suck my blood or anything like that. Just like a beast trying to kill its prey by biting its neck off. Gah! Is a neck able to be bitten off by human mouth? I don't know, man. Ask Arcueid. Well, I guess she's not human. Whatever. The dead's mouth is shallow. It bites with its front teeth rather than its back. As a result, the dead's teeth actually break off. No. Even still, it tries to bite through my neck with its flat mouth. Doesn't really hurt. It It's just disgusting. Ah, ah, ah. The one-armed dead walks towards me. I have to kill the dead behind me or I'll die. The method is simple. As it tries to continue biting my neck, I can just slice my knife through its face. Can you though? But that means I'm going to kill. They're dead, man! It's in the name, the dead! I understand. They aren't human. They aren't even living. But I still feel it's wrong. How naive. Even if they're corpses, they have the shapes of humans and they move like them. It still seems mistaken to kill them as another human being.
Shiki!
I hear Arcueid's voice as she deals with the other 3 dead. Without thinking, despite the one in front of me, I look over at her. And I see something terribly unbelievable. Arcueid is wounded. That's not good. Even though they move sluggishly and would only take her a second to kill, Arcueid is being pushed by those dead. Did she use up all of her power last night killing them before? I mean, that would make sense, because we were able to overpower her. But, oh boy. Her footwork is also unsteady, and she's having difficulty evading those attacks even I can evade. The dead rips into her arm. She counters. She tears the body in two from the head to its waist. Both halves crumble to the ground. At the same time, the other waiting shades of death pounce on her. With a crash, she lands on her knees. I can tell she's breathing wildly from this distance. There, the 2 dead attack. They kick her kneeling figure in the face and makes her collapse on the ground. After that, they carry a dull, expressionless smile as they get on top of her. Do I need to put the sensor up? Stop! She lies there, arms outspread like a cross. Like when I did those disgraceful things to her Do I... Stop it, you frickin' bastards! Stab. I cut through the face of the one behind me, still trying to bite me. See, you're right? Like, I you know, this is I pierced the lower right abdomen of the one in front of me, which had strangely paused. That's where its death is. Not even looking at it as it crumbles away. I turn around and kill the faceless dead behind me. Okay. I run. The ones around her realize I'm coming and get up and attack. No problem. I slice through their points of death as they attack me. After it's all over, I start to catch my breath. The 4 figures crumble away into ash. The one Arcueid killed earlier makes 5. Killed. Without hesitating, I stopped them completely. I can't think clearly. Probably because regret and self-admonition are screaming at me. My panting fills the air. But it's still good. It's better than her getting hurt. For the first time, with my own free will, with the mind of Tonoshiki, I used this power for someone else's sake. Good. Yeah, it's definitely good, but, how? I keep panting. I can't seem to fully catch my breath. I can hear slight wheezing mixed in with the wild breathing. Arcueid. Turning around, I see her full of pain and on her knees. Are you okay, Arcueid? I dash towards her. She's curled up as she breathes like something, who can do nothing else. What's wrong? You're covered in sweat. Did your wound open up? I kneel and try to look at her face. However, she has a hand covering it. I think she's hungry. Or thirsty. I can't see her face. All I can see is the bloodshot red eyes to her fingers. Her suffering isn't normal. The way she's breathing intermittently isn't natural. A hungry breath. Bloodshot eyes. Her waving hair. Chill. Sensing danger, I step back. Yet far faster than my movement is her teeth closing in to suck my blood. Arcueid's arms stretch out. She needs food to recover, I guess. Even though it's not really technically food for her, it's a little bit different. Whatever. Like that, she holds my body. My breath stops in my throat as I call her name. Her bloodshot eyes. Her sharp teeth like a beast's. The overwhelming pressure that drains me of any will to resist. The thing with its teeth nearing my neck isn't the woman I know. Can't do anything. Can't even lift a finger. Going to be eaten. This is what it means to be preyed upon. Her teeth push against my neck. The only thing filling my mind is fear. A shriek comes out. I almost think for an instant how pitiful it is of me to make such a sound. Maybe it was just my imagination, but it feels like she freezes in place. But before I can even confirm this, wham! A violent explosion erupts before me and Arcueid's body is smashed sideways. Oh, Ciel. Ciel. If I had to guess. What? As if she was hit by a car. She was blown back several meters. But she gets up like it was nothing. Arcueid stands there stunned. I can't even think of what to do either. And there...
You were going to suck his blood.
A cold, scolding voice.
That is your true nature, Arcueid Brunstad.
The merciless voice towers from above. Interesting. Well, wow. I look up at the moon. There stands the robed figure from that one night. Senpai? There's no mistake. No matter how I look at it, it's Ciel Senpai. Yeah? She doesn't even look at me, but she glares at Arcueid crouching far away.
Even if you destroy your kin, you cannot change the fact you are a vampire yourself. I don't know why you drew him close to you.
That's not the voice I gave Ciel before. Hang on.
But didn't you think it would end this way?
No, it's not. Whatever. Her voice is completely different from normal. Neither strict nor kind. Her emotionless voice is horribly devoid of any humanity. Without making a noise, Senpai descends from the streetlight to the ground.
Usually it's nothing I mess with, but I will not overlook you trying to kill an ordinary person.
Well,
It isn't part of the plan to fight you, but if there is a need, we can settle our score. Don't be ridiculous. I don't want anything to do with you. And
She looks at Senpai hatefully.
I never intended to kill him. That does not sound convincing at all. It's not like you don't realize what you did earlier, and what kind of yell he gave out when he saw you.
I mean...
I don't care if you hate me.
I
don't care if you hate me, but you took your insanity and directed it at him. Shall we ask him how he felt?
With a turn of her head, Senpai casts a glance at me for the first time. Arcueid averts her gaze painfully. Silence fills the park. A footstep. The robed senpai takes only one step towards me.
Get back, vampire. You had no right to stay by his side from the beginning.
What? That's not true. I don't know who Senpai is, or what happened to Arcueid earlier. But I can at least declare this. Because I myself want to be by her side. You're wrong. What's with you coming out of nowhere wearing weird clothes and speaking like you understand everything? Arcueid is definitely a vampire, but she hasn't drunk blood even once. That was probably just a joke. You don't have any right to... You asked for our opinion!
Please be quiet, Tono-kun. She hasn't drank blood even once. Yes, certainly these past 800 years is no record of her having any victims. However... Just shut up! I don't care to listen to whatever strange story you have to say.
Look, if you try to get in her way, I'll not even forgive you. After all, I'm helping her because I want to. It's none of your business to interfere.
Tono-kun, you...
An inkling of emotion enters her voice. I understand.
I understand. If you say so, then I won't do anything else. However...
Senpai changes her gaze to Arcueid. Arcueid looks away, not at me or Senpai.
As he said, Arcueid Brunstud. Do you still intend to be by his side after this?
Arcueid doesn't answer. She raises her head to look at me once, and then runs off into the night. Why are you leaving, Arcueid? I start to run after her. But... Huh? My feet don't leave the ground. Senpai walks slowly over to me.
I won't let you follow her. I can't let you be killed, Tono-kun.
In her hands are thin, rod-like blades. One of them stands by my feet pinning my shadow to the ground.
You cannot move until that is removed. No matter how hard you struggle, your shadow will struggle just as hard not to separate from you.
Stop fooling around, I'll lose her! I grip the blade below me. What's his name? Shikamaru. Yeah, that guy. And his dad, I guess. I grip the blade below me. But no matter what, I can't pull it out.
I forgot to mention this, but I'm the only one who can remove it, so please give up.
I see. Saying that, she stops in front of me. I glare at her. She takes in my gaze, then sighs.
Jeez, really? Why do you go overboard so much, Tono-kun?
Eh? Senpai?
I know. I don't hate her myself, but this is for both of your sakes. I will let you go soon, so please listen to what I have to say for a while.
She looks up hesitantly. This is the leisurely senpai I know from school. Okay. Is that why? Even though I still can't grasp the situation, I start to calm down.
This is abrupt, so I'm prepared for you to hate me. But I have something I have to tell you. I'm very sorry for restraining you like this.
Senpai bows her head. She's dressed strange, but senpai is still senpai. It's okay. I'm not angry, so please don't apologize. You've already helped me once, senpai, and I want to ask you some things as well.
That does help. But what would you like to ask me, Tono-kun?
Isn't it obvious? A little bit, yeah. Just who are you, senpai? Dressed like that and smashing away Arcueid, and I'm the only one who remembers you at school. Senpai gives a sigh in response.
Then let me ask. Tono-kun, what do you think about me?
I don't know. You know, I never really realized it, but the middle part of the you know the fuck, I'm forgetting my eye anatomy for some reason. Whatever. The like middle part of the blue of her eye is like the same shade as my eyes. Like right where like it connects to the dark upper part of her blue. Like the part just below that is like the same shade as my eye. I've only heard some things from Arcueid about the church and stuff.
That's right. As you know, I'm an exorcist of the church. My specialty is hunting vampires. I can't answer anything else, but I think that is enough for you.
Enough? Why would someone like you even come to my school? Hunt vampires? If you want to exterminate vampires, wouldn't you be searching the city like Arcueid?
No, there was a reason for me coming to your school, Tono-kun. Right, this overlaps with the talk I want to give. I'll ask the questions from now on.
Fair enough.
Tono-kun, you seem to have teamed up with her. But do you know anything about what she's after?
Yeah. Well, I heard he's the old type of vampire who drinks the blood of humans to expand his territory.
Seems you know about the two main classifications of vampires. Then I think you know about how he is imperfectly immortal.
Yeah. About how he needs to drink blood to maintain his body. But on the other hand, as long as he can drink blood, he'll never age, right?
Yes. But you can't say he's immortal in the end, can you?
I guess not.
Besides, there are ones for whom drinking blood does not maintain their body fully, and there are some that are exterminated by us. You can't call something that can die like that immortal.
True. Well, certainly he's not immune to death. I don't know what Senpai's trying to get at here. Is this related to why you came to my school?
Of course. Jeez, please wait until I'm finished.
Okay, but if you could give me the short version, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, really? If that's the case, then I'll explain as directly as I can.
Senpai seems a little disappointed. I guess she enjoys giving the talk.
Then a simple explanation. Anyway, the immortality of the vampires known as dead apostles is very unstable. For them, it is merely a prolongation of their lifespans many times that of normal people. A question.
Wait,
There's a natural power.
is it okay? Like, those have unnatural powers, is there any relation?
Not really. Their individual powers are things they had when they were human, strengthened over hundreds of years. Continuing their studies from their human lives gives them these extraordinary powers. The dead apostles each have different goals. What they each decide to study is different. Because of that, there was one who seriously studied immortality.
He became immortal, yet he still researched it?
Yes. The instant the dead apostles become vampires, they assume they have reached the limit of immortality as humans. However, he felt that it was just a degeneration. He did not want something so imperfect, and he wanted to come up with a more perfect immortality.
Okay. Senpai seems to be more engaged.
But as long as something has shape, it cannot but perish. There isn't anything that can withstand the passage of time. Vampires merely have a resistance higher than that of humans. Anything living internalizes death the moment they are born. Even if in possession of a body which doesn't age, as long as it exists, it cannot escape death. To escape death is to die. This contradiction is a problem that cannot be solved.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone has death within them. If there is someone who doesn't, then that's probably something that never existed in the first place. Even Arcueid can die during the day. There can't be anything that cannot die in this world.
That's the reason. But he concluded that if he could preserve his existence after death, then he would be immortal. It isn't in our doctrine, but it's what you call reincarnation. Even if you die,
Wait. I have a thought, but we'll see. We'll see.
your sense of self and start over again as a new human. That would be eluding death. Well, when he isn't completely annihilated, he isn't dead, so it's actually not quite eluding death.
Reincarnation, you mean if he dies, he'll start over as a baby?
Yes. When he is alive, he chooses his next height. He chooses his next host when it is born. He transmits all the information of his self. His information stays deep within the baby until it matures, or until it gains its intelligence of its own. As soon as that baby has the intelligence to succeed his self, the baby becomes a new vampire that is him.
Wait a minute. What's that? Don't tell me that he does surgery on it while it's in the mother or something like that.
No, it's not anything medical. Because the instant his body is destroyed, he reincarnates into the body he chose as his next body. I said all of his information earlier, but to use simpler terms, think of it as his soul. It wouldn't be quite correct to say his soul propagates through the air and takes over someone's body, but it's similar to an electromagnetic wave. In this case, the human brain is what does the transmitting and the receiving. His exceptional point is that he took the soul, which is incalculable and something that disperses as soon as it leaves the envelope of the body, and processed it as something that can be transmitted.
Sorry, Senpai. I can't see how this relates to you coming to my school.
It is related. Because this reincarnating vampire is in your school, Toto-kun.
Huh?
The vampire I am pursuing, and the vampire Arcueid is pursuing are the same.
Right? like I get an actual younger body. Yes.
Although she's probably only referred to him as the enemy.
I nod silently. Certainly she's only used the word enemy, but she never told me anything about him.
Her duty was to kill vampires, but since he appeared, she only pursued him. He has reincarnated 17 times already. She has destroyed him every time.
Every time? But even if he dies, he'll just be reborn, right? Isn't that pointless?
Yes. He is killed by her, reincarnates each time, and is killed again by her. That cycle has been repeated over and over. If Arcueid had the power to kill not the body but the meaning, then this probably wouldn't be happening.
Senpai looks down a little, and it seems like she's gritting her teeth. I don't know why. However, it appears that Senpai has some grudge against the enemy like Arcueid does. Senpai, what kind of vampire is he?
He was originally a man, but that can change depending on his body he reincarnates into. The troublesome part of this dead apostle is that his incarnations are hard to find, because he is properly born as a human baby and has parents. He transforms into a vampire only when he reaches the age where he can do everything at a satisfactory level. Until then, that human shows no hint of being a vampire. But once he awakens, he uses the relationships he gained until that time to blend perfectly into society. I heard that the church detects his presence usually after a whole town has turned to the dead. Yeah, well...
Wait a minute. Well... Then this new host, he wouldn't ever realize he's a vampire until he awakens?
Yes, but it isn't like two people sharing one body. The baby born as a human is still him. Depending on its environment, it's a good or bad person. But even that, the instant he awakens goes away.
To sum it up, once he dies, he's reborn to the next body, and once that body gains intelligence, it gains the previous life's self and becomes a vampire. What is it? Just hearing this, it's terribly scary. That's strange. I don't really understand it, but it's strange. Because what you call vampires, they don't just suddenly become vampires, right? So even if their old self awakens, wouldn't the body still remain human?
No, reincarnation isn't the transmitting of personality. It is a transmission of the soul. Once bitten by a true ancestor, not just the body, but the soul is forever soiled. He transmits all of his information called his soul to his next self, so when he awakens, the body becomes one of a vampire, but...
But what?
As you said, just that is too weak. So he selects his next host while he's alive.
Yeah, the fact that they don't find him until an entire town is, yeah, it's not good.
The family he is born into must meet two conditions. The first being one of wealth. Being born into a family of high social standing, property and money makes it easier to make the whole town into vampires later on. And there is another requirement. This is the important one, but amongst normal people like us, there are also people that carry special powers. Not like magic, which is a mystic power that can be learned, but rather special abilities from birth. Such people are normally called demonic children or psychics. These special abilities are genetic, so they are inherited, passed on by blood. He chooses those families that have something not human in their lineages. A family with wealth and influence and inhuman power. So those are the requirements for his host, Totoshiki-kun.
Yep. We're, Shiki's the host. Well, the next host. There's still something weird. I think that story is weird. What's weird is that Senpai is telling me this story.
His name.
His name.
Yes? Did you say something?
His name. You keep saying enemy and him, but how can I understand that? Can't you tell me his name? I yell at her, not even knowing why I'm angry. She doesn't look fluttered at all. She only looks at me sympathetically.
No problem. Among the dead apostles, he is known as the Serpent of Akasha. This is due to the serpent being the symbol of infinity and cycles. Shedding its skin and gaining a new body, it was perfect for his name. On the other hand, he is recorded in the church as the Infinite Reincarnator. His human name is Michael Roa Valdemjong. He is also simply referred to as Roa.
Never heard of it. Of course. It's not like I've ever met him. Oh, it's okay. It's one of those with the J's, like a Y. Okay. In short, you came to my school because you knew this Roa was there.
Yes. It truly was a sketchy feeling, but I knew this incarnation of Roa was there. I can sense Roa far better than Arcueid. That's why I came here much earlier than Arcueid and already found out who his new host is.
The voice stops for some reason. Senpai looks at yeah. Senpai looks at me sympathetically like before.
I explained this before, but Roa chooses fine lineages and excellent bodies for his next host. So once you find out Roa is in this place, the answer comes naturally when you investigate the families which meet his criteria. In this area, there is only one old family that meets his criteria. I don't have to say any more, do I, Tono Shiki-kun?
Yeah, that's why That's why I'm saying this conversation is weird. Ha. 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 I'm the one laughing dryly. What are you saying, Senpai? That can't be. Senpai doesn't answer. Almost as if she's saying that I'm this Roa's host. So what if the next host were to be the one to kill the old host?
But there can be no doubt. The Tono family has something different in its blood. It has power and the latent superhuman ability that Roa needs. The power he used to defeat the dead earlier wasn't human. So, this time's Roa's...
What? Why is there an book?
Roa's host is unmistakably Tonoshiki.
I don't understand. I don't understand a single thing she says. Why? Why can you be so certain, Senpai?
What? Because I'm the one who decided all this.
She says something I can't understand once more. What?
But it's different. You were the one killed, yet you are the one who survived. The one killed survived, and the one who killed is dead. I think all the mistakes began there.
She says so as if she's on the verge mentally. Senpai pulls the sword from the ground by my feet. Ah.
That is all I had to tell you.
You know, I think I get it. It's definitely odd, but I'm pretty sure I do understand what she means. I'm pretty sure I do. I mean, I could be entirely wrong, but there's only one thing that we've been given so far that would make any sort of sense. The I put it. The boy who died, but no one remembers. That was Tonoshiki. But it's hard to put into words what I'm thinking. Like him being a vampire, right? It wouldn't. How to put it? It's I don't know how to explain words because there's so it's such a weird concept, but if I don't know how to all I know is it has to do with the kid who died, who was probably the actual Tonoshiki, but because of like vampire fucking hypnosis shit, everyone including himself thinks this guy is Tonoshiki, but it's not actually Tonoshiki, it's the other guy. Well, I mean, we're also Tonoshiki. Whatever.
Leave the rest for you to decide, Tono-kun.
Leave it to me? But according to your story, Hmm.
To be honest, I don't know either. You're an incredibly ordinary person, like a student you could find anywhere. My intuition has to be wrong.
I don't know. I just have like the basis of what I'm pretty sure it means. I'm not like the actual small details as to how everything fits together. I'm still trying to piece together, which I'm sure it gets explained at some point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I get what's going on here.
Because you are someone who shouldn't be in a world like mine.
Yeah, it's weird. With a sad smile, Senpai leaps an incredible distance from me, as if trying to tell me she's someone else now. An unreachable far distance. No, like I understand the basis of it's hard to put what I think's going on into words because I don't know if like because obviously like I don't have all the full details yet, so I don't know like the exact like how it works, right? But I have an understanding about like the bare bones understanding of what she meant by one who lived and one who died, or one who shouldn't have survived, but whatever. Also, why does my webcam keep like shifting upwards? No, stay. I still can't leave Arcueid alone. Unless I chase after her now, I feel like I'll never see her again.
You're going after her, Tono-kun?
Senpai's voice returns to the way it was when she drove off Arcueid. An inflectionless voice devoid of emotion. I mean, I wouldn't say it's I know too much too early. I think it's a case of there being literally only one thing her riddle could possibly mean. Because, like, they wouldn't give you that riddle without giving you at least some sort of prior context that it could go with. And so, the fact that there were two different writings of Shiki's name, and there was a boy who died, and we don't look anything like Akiha, apparently. It makes a level of sense. To be fair, I wouldn't have even how to put it. One of the I mean, I would say the Akiha, not looking like Akiha was the bigger tip off, but something else that also helped was the different writings of Shiki's name, and how you pointed out that in Japanese it was meant to be different, whereas here it was just capitalized and uncapitalized. I mean, that played less of a factor than the Akiha thing, but you pointing that those was meant to be two different things or two different writings helped. I mean, I kind of thought it was suspicious, but it made a lot more sense even after you said that. So it's like, but again, Akiha was the bigger tip off. I'm just kidding, because again, I have all these pieces. No, it's not your fault. Like I was legitimately curious. I probably would have looked it up myself and been spoiled. So If anything, you telling me that without me looking into it stopped me from spoiling the entire mystery. Because you know how because I looked up the Fate, the Avenger stuff, and you got spoiled for Fate Zero, so, you know, I, if anything, it helped. Because I was suspicious about the capitalized and uncapitalized, so I probably would have looked into it. But, yeah. But yeah. But yeah, again, I still have all these pieces and a vague idea of what's going on, but I still don't. I've got no clue, like, how they've. Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. The one thing I'm missing, I think, is whether or not Roa could possibly use because his magic is mainly based off immortality, but that was 17 incarnations ago. If he figured it out, he could have moved on to figuring out hypnosis magic, which would then, yeah, I don't know. Which is why people would then think he's Tonoshiki when he's not. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because you're a person of the church, no, she's an enemy of yours. But a lot of things have happened, and I agreed to help her, so I have to look for her. I don't know what she'll do if I leave her by herself. Laughing as if it was a joke, I tell her later and turn around.
Please wait. If you go after her, you will only get killed. You must not see Arcueid Brunstad again.
Only get killed? Well, you may not believe me, but she really doesn't suck blood. She's quite a good person, actually.
I know. Certainly she hasn't drunk human blood. However, that's at an end. A true ancestor who gives into the vampiric impulse once can only fall downward from there.
My feet freeze in place. Senpai? True ancestor. Vampiric impulse. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean the desire to drink blood. Tonokun. The vampires called Dead Apostles mostly became vampires after a vampire sucked their blood. To preserve their bodies, they need the blood of humans. In other words, they can't escape drinking blood if they want to live.
But the ones that were vampires from the beginning are different. The Dead Apostles were originally humans. Wait. This is her talking, I think.
But the ones that were vampires from the beginning are different. The Apostles were originally humans to us, making you still call them human. However, someone was born a vampire, can you call it human?
What are you saying, Senpai? I'm asking about Arcueid.
This is about her. I won't let you say you never thought about it. If Dead Apostles became vampires from vampires, there has to be an origin, an existence that is a vampire from the beginning. These vampires are a completely different species from us. We call them the true ancestors. Those who don't need human blood and have special powers equivalent to... No, surpassing the Dead Apostles. She is a member of the royal family of the true ancestors. Although they don't really have any rank structure, so saying royal isn't quite accurate.
So what, Senpai? This conversation... This doesn't have anything to do with me.
It does. These vampires, known as the true ancestors, have a deeper impulse to drink blood than the Dead Apostles.
Her eyes are completely emotionless. Like mirrors, they show my agitated face.
Do you see, Tonokun? The true ancestors can live without human blood. However, maybe a mistake happened in their evolution. Or maybe there's no such thing as a perfect existence. But anyway, there is a period when they desire the blood of humans.
Their period? Gotta replenish that blood somehow.
The instant a human has his blood drunk by them, he no longer remains human. True ancestors are on a different scale from humans as creatures. When the powerful life of a true ancestor touches the blood of a human, the sheer difference means a human cannot remain human after such contact. Like a small wave absorbed into a larger wave, that person becomes a part of the true ancestor. To simplify it, becomes a doll. The problem is, there's no reason for their vampiric impulses. There's no reason, so there's no way to stop it. The fatal flaw in an otherwise perfect existence. You can call it a terminal illness. Anyway, they live by resisting their urge to drink blood. It isn't a matter of using the mind to put up with it. They use all their powers to resist this urge and seal it within themselves by force.
But because we weakened Arcueid, she can't. Okay. Okay.
By using their enormous power on themselves, they are suppressing the vampiric impulse. But if something external causes them to lose their power, what do you think happens to their ability to suppress it?
If something external causes them to lose power, such as receiving a wound which requires power to heal, or using power to regenerate after being killed completely. So let's say she has 10 units of power, and say she uses 7 of them to resist the urge to drink blood inside her. But if for some reason she loses 5 out of the 10 units, then even if she uses all her remaining power, she can only use 5 units of power to resist. That's not enough. Then, what will it take away from her? And what happens to those true ancestors who couldn't resist Senpai?
They drink human blood, of course. After that, nothing. Once they give in, they can only keep on falling. Once a true ancestor knows the taste of blood, I hear the urge becomes many times more painful than before. As a result, they aren't able to resist the urge anymore. And when that happens, they become the dreaded demon lords. True ancestors are certainly a superior race, but since they bind themselves to resist a vampiric impulse, they can never utilize their full powers. But once they fall, there's no longer the need to restrain themselves. Then they just become demons which suck human blood for their own pleasure.
I remember how Arcueid appeared earlier. Her bloodshot eyes, her wild breathing, her breath assailing my neck. Lies. That's a lie. Because she certainly said she's scared of drinking blood. Ah. Yeah, she's scared. Because when she does it, she knows she won't be able to stop.
If there is any salvation, it is that the urge is instantaneous. The true ancestors keep just one subordinate for the time the urge gets too great to suppress. That's the beginning of those called dead apostles. They are something that is already dead. A vampire kept alive for the sake of easing the pain of the true ancestors. That is the form of the vampire in the city.
But she doesn't have such a thing. No.
Special among all the true ancestors, she was able to resist the vampiric impulse using her will alone.
Then there's no problem. Once her wound heals, once her body returns to normal, she can resist it, right?
Technically, but there is a limit, Tono-kun. The vampiric impulse has no end and it will not go away. The resisted urges which build again and again will eventually overflow the vessel. The longer they live, the larger the vampiric impulse in them gets. And when they can no longer restrain themselves with their own power, when the impulse overwhelms their power, their lives are ended by others. That is the lifespan for those without lifespans.
But Arcueid's okay. She's just weak because of me, so after a few days she'll...
Perhaps, but she's reached her limit already. Even though she was only actually active for a few years, the amount of time of her existence does not change. The urge which has grown inside her will consume her. There's no denying that now is not the time. She, Arcueid's life, cannot be saved.
Thump. For the first time. Not because of my anemia, someone else's words. Everything starts to fade away in a haze of dizziness. What does it mean? Even though she knows she's past her limit, she's still hunting vampires here? That's odd. No matter how I think of it, it's odd. It's all lies. Because if she knew she's at her limit, then why would she hunt vampires for our sake? You heard her, it's not for your sake.
She deals with them not for our sakes, but because it is her purpose.
Purpose? Who decided that?
Probably the other true ancestors. She was born in the 12th century, when there are many fallen true ancestors. The true ancestors could not ignore their fallen kin, nor the dead apostles increasing in number. That's why they created something solely for killing, without a need for anything else. The most pure true ancestor created for punishment. That is a true ancestor called Arcueid. She's like a nuclear missile without a mind of its own. Once she leaves the castle, her target is definitely destroyed.
Thump. This dizziness again. She should stop saying that. She's a person. Talking about it like she's just some sort of weapon makes me mad. Damn. Jesus. That's kind of insane. When you think about it, Gil's Aya is kind of similar to Shiki's power, almost. Because it kind of, like, cuts a hole in, like, space. Almost.
No, she is a weapon. In the first place, she existed only for that purpose. So it seems there's not something wrong with her. It is the first time I've seen her talk like that. She never spoke any words before.
Huh? Hold on. Never spoke? That's odd.
Because she never does anything extra. From long ago, for the past hundreds of years, she's lived that way. Ever since she was born in the old castle, amongst the mountains, never changing.
Thump. My heart beat, and this dark dizziness. What is this? This unknown scenery. These memories I've never had. They start to fill my vision. The wide castle courtyard. The unadorned grassy field inside the solitary castle. The white girl stares blankly up at the sky.
She did not have any extra knowledge or freedom beyond what was needed for her purpose. She only goes outside when her target is determined. She gets taught only the information needed to definitely destroy the enemy.
No one is there. No one to talk to. Not even another face to see.
After killing her target, and when she returns to the castle, her taught knowledge is washed out and she's taken to sleep. Without knowing anything, nothing other than killing vampires.
There's nothing. Such as the fun of speaking with someone else. the precious moments of seeing someone else and greeting them. She was excluded from all of it.
Her power was strong enough to defeat the fallen true ancestors. But it's ironic. She was so powerful that she was shunned by the rest of the true ancestors. Even while praising her as a princess, no one approached her. Even while giving her a castle, her world was only the dark basement. So there was nothing to give her any feelings.
That's almost enough to make me pity her for living. A parody of life.
She apparently had no words, or even time of her own. The true ancestors treated her only as a weapon. A weapon has no need for extra functions, such as baking bread or doing laundry. If you're going to put on extra functions, you would put on something more fit for a weapon, right? I was always taught to never do extra things.
Yes, she has said that before. The reason for deciding everything for herself. For having those empty eyes. That's why she never needed anyone else. No, maybe she never even knew about it.
All they wanted of her was to be a superior killing machine. That's why she doesn't know anything else. I don't mean something big like the meaning of life, but not even the small joy of just living normally.
She was always so cheerful. Even trivial things made her so happy. So I thought she was always like that. But I was horribly wrong. She really was. Just enjoying those simple things. She must have enjoyed those things so much. Because it's so fun. I never thought about how life could be fun just by living. Like it was an uneasiness she couldn't understand. The classroom filled with the red setting sun when she asked me those questions with a reserved voice.
Even though Arcueid has existed for so long, she knows less about living than we do. If you convert it to the time she was allowed to move freely, it is amazingly short. Her lifetime was spent almost entirely in sleep. Most likely a deep, dark sleep.
Really?
I have enough fun just talking, you know? After dealing with all the fallen true ancestors, she did not leave the castle. Having fulfilled her purpose, the true ancestors sought to educate her properly. However, she could not be free. Because of a slight mistake, she ended up killing all the true ancestors remaining in the castle.
Oh. Maybe the one that was taught how to kill vampires really did finish her job until the very end. Yeah, you teach her how to kill true ancestors. They kind of brought that on themselves. In the end, she was left alone.
After killing all the true ancestors, she sealed herself up in the castle. In the empty castle of the true ancestors, bound with 1,000 chains. Yeah. Whenever Roa is reborn, she awakens from her sleep and moves around for a short time.
In the middle of that fixed world, she never said a single word.
That's why she's a killer down to her very core. Even though the true ancestors which bound her are now gone, she still wanders around with the sole purpose of killing vampires. She probably doesn't have any other fun.
That's a lie. That's not what made her happy. I wasn't watching anything. Like her words or her happy face. If only I looked closer, I would have known of it. I never realized how alone she was until now. All the things we feel and take for granted, such as talking with a friend about meaningless things, or the fun that lets you forget time. At the end of the day, lying down on a bed in the peacefulness of just staring at the ceiling. To her, those unimportant things are priceless moments of happiness. All of it. What is misery? It's her not even knowing how miserable she is. Such terrible, almost comical solitude should not exist. Lies, all of it. Enough with all these difficult things. I never knew she felt such happiness from trivial things. If I could let her know that such things were things she could always enjoy, that would have been such a great...
Tono-kun.
Her voice returns my vision to normal.
What's wrong? You suddenly went quiet and spaced out. Were you listening?
No. Sorry, I don't remember. I heard you speaking, but it felt like someone else was talking. Senpai nods doubtfully. In other words, she...
It's okay.
Oh no, it's opposite.
In other words, she...
It's okay. I don't care what she did or what she's like. I can't leave her alone any longer, so I'll be going. Turning away from Senpai, I start to walk towards the city. You get her, man! You go get her!
Tono-kun. Once a true ancestor fails to suppress the vampiric impulse, there is no hope for recovery. If she appears in front of you, it means she came to drink your blood.
I think what she says is the truth for her. But it's a different truth than mine. That's not true. Because she hasn't drunk blood yet.
No. If I had not have stopped her, she would have drunk your blood.
You're wrong, because she stopped. Arcueid was fine. That's why even if you didn't stop her, the result would have been the same. Yes, certainly. She stopped right then.
So you're going to be on her side no matter what, Tono-kun?
Yeah. Sorry, Senpai. Senpai doesn't answer. I think I hear her sigh.
We may end up fighting you now.
Maybe. But I won't apologize, Senpai. There's no response from Senpai. Just her presence getting farther away. Disappearing footsteps. Without turning around, I head towards town, shrouded by night. I mean, I can't even really blame Ciel for her thoughts, because if everything she's seen would means that, and if everything she's learned of points towards... I can't really blame her for that being her belief. Yeah, it really was. It was a lore dump. There's no one on the main street. Not Arcueid, not even just regular people. Damn. This is the same as last night. I don't have any way of finding her. Right now, even though I want to see her so badly, I don't have any means. Even though she's in so much pain, I can't help her at all. Yeah. To be fair, I wonder if no other true ancestors even attempted to be friends with a human. Right? Like, they wouldn't have had that connection with a human that would prevent them from giving in. Maybe, I don't know. Even though she's in so much pain, I can't help her at all. Damn it. I'm so irritated, it drives me nuts. Somehow, I have to I have to find her somehow or else I can't move forward. I gasp painfully. Even though I ran all through the city, I don't see her. My body's exhausted and I can't get enough air. I breathe harder. The scar on my chest throbs to my heartbeat. Until now, I've never hated this fragile body this much. I hungrily breathe in air. Can't find her. I won't find her just running around aimlessly like this. I struggle for breath. If I have any chance to find her, it would be